Good evening. Welcome to class. I am Dr. Charles, and I will be going over the syllabus. I want this to be a safe place. I will do my best to provide trigger warnings and a safe environment at all times. This means that if you have to leave and seek services, whether in campus climate or counseling and testing, please do so. For the documentary, I will provide a trigger warning for violent racism and sexual violence. Again, please feel free to leave the classroom at any time.
Welcome to class. As you can see in the syllabus, I do not provide trigger warnings. Everyone is in college and you do not need me to hold your hand. If you leave class for any reason that was not communicated prior, you will lose participation points as this is a distraction.
Thank God. Trigger warnings in safe spaces are a joke. You know what I believe in? Freedom of speech. If someone gets offended, good. Maybe they can learn something.
I agree. I'm so sick and tired of people walking around thinking they some special snowflake or something. Like, we are college kids, adults, we don't need to be coddled. Oh my gosh, this liberal ass college, damn.
I understand that some of you may not like safe spaces, but safe spaces are not about prohibiting free speech, but about, they're not about crap, folks. Safe spaces are not about prohibiting free speech, but respecting that everyone has different experiences and deserves to feel safe, especially in my classroom.
College is a time for intellectual growth and for me to challenge ideas. Well, I challenge ideas by challenging the status quo that allows us to say things without thinking about subjects that could cause others emotional and physical pain. Without safe spaces and trigger warnings, it is assumed that we share the same level of privilege when in reality we don't. So please continue to use your appropriate trigger warnings when possible. And you may dismiss this and you may call it a mere discomfort, but it's more intense than that. You may think I'm being too overly sensitive, but my mental health and past traumas are not up for debate.
What did you all think of the documentary?
So, say you're watching a movie and a vomit scene comes on. How many of you flinch and look away disgusted? How many of you say, why didn't you warn me? This is the same thing. I hated having to sit in class and watch a documentary that showed black males being hung and beaten. Trigger warnings are nothing new. They've just been called content warnings. They appear before showing a graphic or sensitive material. Wanting to be warned before talking about rape, self-harm, gore, or blood, or anything of that nature doesn't make you coddled. If you feel safe and privileged enough to not need trigger warnings, why do you think you have any say in their importance?
In the real world, there are constant triggers all around us. We're not coddled because a lot of us face trigger warnings every day that we have no control over. And what we have to do is have no choice but deal with them and stay silent through the pain.
Classrooms and similar spaces should be comfortable learning environments for all students to thrive, and for all students to thrive, and not just the ones who are privileged enough to not feel the need for safe spaces. We all don't have that luxury.
Check your privilege.